This just in from USAPoliticsToday.com. What Saddam Hussein's daughter just said about President-elect Donald Trump will shock you. You will never guess what Saddam Hussein's daughter just said about President Trump. This lady is very smart after all. Her father was a very bad man, but he did kill terrorists as well. As if the 2016 election and its aftermath couldn't get any more bizarre, now former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein's daughter is praising President-elect Donald Trump as a man with a high level of political sensibility. In an interview with CNN that was published Thursday, Raghad Saddam Hussein dissed outgoing President Barack Obama and former President George W. Bush, suggesting Trump will be the commander-in-chief who is finally able to normalize relations between battle-ravaged Iraq and the United States. This is a quote from Raghad Hussein. This man has just arrived to the leadership, meaning Donald Trump, but from what is apparent, this man has a high level of political sensibility that is vastly different than the one who preceded him. He exposed the mistakes of others, specifically in terms of Iraq, which means he is very aware of the mistakes made in Iraq and what happened to my father." Unquote. Saddam Hussein ruled Iraq from 1979 until his overthrown regime by U.S.-led forces in 2003. He was hanged in December of 2006 when Raglan Saddam Hussein, with her sister and their children, watched her father being led to the gallows where he would be executed. Naturally, the fallen dictator's daughter blames the U.S. for the instability in her home country, but sees open to the idea of a Trump administration. Since the start of his campaign, President-elect Donald Trump has claimed he was against the Iraq War from the beginning. However, that is a blatant falsehood, given there is easily accessible proof to the contrary. Raghad Saddam Hussein might also have an affinity for the billionaire businessman because he suggested in July that maybe the U.S. should not have dethroned Saddam Hussein, despite his violent crimes against human rights. Quote, "He was a bad guy, a really bad guy, but you know what he did well? He killed terrorists." Quote, Trump said during a campaign rally in Raleigh, North Carolina. Quote, "He did that so good, they didn't read them the rights. They didn't talk. They were terrorists. Over. Today, Iraq is Harvard for terrorism." Unquote. Raghad Saddam Hussein is currently living in Jordan, where she escaped to after fleeing Iraq in 2003 after the start of the invasion. Today, Iraqi government is accusing her of supporting ISIS, which she denies. Quote from Raghad Hussein, "Of course I don't have any relations to this group, ISIS, and other extremist groups. Moreover, the family's ideology has no similarities to that of extremist groups." Unquote. As a proof of this, these groups only become powerful in Iraq after they left the country and our rule ended. Great thinking by Madame Raghad. She is very smart. This thing is very logical and simple. If Saddam was alive, ISIS would not have been there. I definitely think so as well. Thank you for watching Culture Shock News. I leave a link below for this article.